AI is getting better and better. I made this title slide with 4 prompts in about 12 minutes. AI is coming for your job and your career. Your job and career are in the crosshairs. It's not just your job and career. AI is coming for your 401k and other stock market investments at the same time. AI may devour the traditional market leaders in your portfolio. You may think you can just invest in those trillion-dollar AI IPOs like SpaceX that are in the news. That's no guarantee. Railroads were a big technological advance like AI, but many people lost their savings in the railroad IPOs of the 1800s. Same with the dot-coms in the 1990s. You might think the equity in your home is safe. Not in expensive regions like Palo Alto and the Silicon Valley. Expensive real estate markets are full of knowledge workers whose jobs are at high risk from AI. When you want or need to sell your home to access that equity, your neighbors will be on the same sinking ship, forced to sell their homes, depressing prices when you need the money the most. As happened with homeowners in Flint, Michigan and other communities when the U.S. manufacturing and auto industry declined in the 1980s. What can you do if you're a knowledge worker in an expensive region? Should you sell your home before the AI crash? Should you move to an inexpensive region, get a cheap home, and work remotely? I have an app for that. I'm going to do a live demo of HomeApp, the Home Purchase Risk Estimator application. The user is trying to evaluate the risks of losing the equity in their home in Palo Alto or a similar expensive knowledge worker neighborhood, and possibly move to an inexpensive neighborhood in a region such as Nashville, Tennessee, or Albany, New York, used as examples. The results for each region are shown in a brief summary of the odds of losing too much money, and a frequency bar chart showing the detailed risks. The vertical bars in the frequency bar chart show the frequency, the percent, of future sales in a range of sale prices based on a mathematical model, a fancy phrase for a formula, derived from historical house price data for the region from the U.S. Federal Reserve. The model shown is the financial risk model in the Python PyVine Copulib add-on package that fixes many of the problems with the Gaussian copula models that failed in the 2008 financial crisis and crash. In this demo, I'm a homeowner in Palo Alto, California, whose job and career are threatened by AI. I would like to sell my home in 5 years in 2031. And first, I just look at the risks based on history. The fluctuations in the Silicon Valley, which has boomed for decades. There's never been a long-term structural crash in the Silicon Valley, like happened in Flint, Michigan, or Detroit, or other places back in the 80s. Looks good. My risks are very low. Okay, let me turn on the long-term risk right here, and let's see what happens. So here, if there's a big AI crash, like happened in Flint, Michigan, I'm looking at a very high risk of losing too much money. So what if I sell my home now in Palo Alto and I take a fraction of that money and buy a home in a much less expensive area, such as Nashville, Tennessee? All right, here I select Nashville, and the median price of homes in Nashville is $500,000, almost a third of Palo Alto. Long-term structural crash is enabled here. Here we go. The risk is very low. It's not zero, there's always risk, but the risk is very low. What about an even cheaper region, such as Albany, the capital of New York State? Here, I'm going to load a custom house price index downloaded from the U.S. Federal Reserve Economic Database website, which has these files for most regions in the United States. So let's open it. HomeApp now builds a model from that home price index of the statistical fluctuation of increases and decreases in the house price historically. We're done. Now we want to select the new model, the new region. It's just a mathematical formula that represents the statistics, the increases and decreases in house prices in Albany. Now again, the long-term structural crash, similar to what happened in Flint, Michigan, is overlaid. Again, it's even less risk. I'm going to have even more money in Albany to diversify around the AI crash. Here is the happy user in a new home in an inexpensive region, working remotely with most of their equity free to diversify around the AI crash. You can download a trial version of HomeApp using the QR code shown. Scan the QR code with your phone or software, or use the short URL in the lower right corner. The HomeApp installer is for Microsoft Windows 10 and 11. It does not work for Unix computers or Mac OS, which is a form of Unix. It is 300 megabytes. It's a big file. You will need a high-speed internet connection to download the installer. If you can download a 2-hour movie in a few minutes, you have a fast enough connection. Like modern AI, mathematical models can be wrong. HomeApp is not a substitute for qualified financial advice. Check the results with other sources and with a qualified financial advisor.